Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said that a woman who is chosen is a woman who walks alone. But let me tell you, this is not a statement of sorrow or despair. It is not a lament for what she lacks, but a declaration of her strength, her resolve, and her connection to a purpose much greater than herself. A chosen woman is not someone who seeks the approval or recognition of others to determine her worth. Instead, she walks with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing her divine assignment. She is deeply attuned to a calling that is greater than anything the world can offer. Her steps are not influenced by the fleeting applause or criticism of those around her, but by an inner compass that directs her toward a purpose she knows she was created for. While others may be swept up in the desires of the world, chasing after fame, validation, or temporary satisfaction, the chosen woman is laser-focused on the path laid before her. She has a sense of direction that transcends the expectations or approval of the people around her. In a world that often pushes conformity, she stands firm, choosing to follow her own path, no matter how different or difficult it may seem. This understanding of her purpose gives her a unique strength. She does not waver when the tide of popular opinion pushes against her. She remains anchored in the knowledge that she has been chosen for something far greater than the comfort of blending in. Where others may compromise, she stands firm, unwavering in her dedication to fulfilling the divine plan that has been set out for her. The chosen woman understands that her mission is not about making others comfortable. It is about fulfilling the purpose for which she was created, even if it means walking alone at times. The world might label her as an outsider or an anomaly, but she is completely at peace with this because she understands that true fulfillment does not come from external approval. It comes from walking in alignment with her divine assignment. There is something powerful about a woman who understands her purpose. She is not swayed by the latest trends or the opinions of those who do not see her vision. In fact, she often faces criticism or misunderstanding from those around her, yet this does not deter her. She knows that her purpose is not to be a follower, but to be a leader, someone who charts a course that others can eventually follow. It is the vision within her heart that guides her steps, even when the road ahead is uncertain. The chosen woman walks not by the approval of others, but by the inner conviction that her life is meant for something extraordinary. She is a pioneer, creating a new path for herself and others, trusting that as she moves forward in faith, the way will be made clear. Her identity is not rooted in the fleeting accolades or superficial validations of the world. The chosen woman knows that true success is not measured by how much attention she receives, but by how closely she follows the purpose placed within her. She has a deep understanding that her worth is not based on the opinions of others or the number of people who stand beside her. Her value comes from something far deeper, a connection to the Creator who has called her into existence for a specific reason. This knowledge propels her forward, even in the face of challenges or periods of loneliness. She knows that the path she walks is not for everyone, and that's okay. She is content in her solitude, knowing that it is a necessary part of the journey. The path of purpose is often one that requires isolation and reflection, and the chosen woman is unafraid to walk it alone if it means staying true to her mission. This awareness of her purpose also gives the chosen woman an incredible resilience. She is not shaken by setbacks or delays. Instead, she views challenges as opportunities for growth and refinement. She understands that the process of walking out her purpose may not always be smooth or easy, but it is always worth it. Each obstacle she encounters strengthens her, and with each victory, her resolve grows stronger. The chosen woman is not deterred by the obstacles she faces because she knows that they are part of the journey, not the destination. Every struggle is a lesson, and every triumph is a step closer to the fulfillment of her mission. Even when the world calls her to conform, the chosen woman refuses to be molded by the pressures around her. She understands that she was created to stand out, to lead, and to make an impact that transcends time and culture. She is not afraid to be different, to challenge the status quo, or to walk a road that others might hesitate to travel. Her courage comes from the certainty that her life has meaning, and she is committed to fulfilling the purpose for which she was created, no matter the cost. While others may question her path or try to push her into molds that are more acceptable to society, The chosen woman remains focused on her purpose. She knows that she has been uniquely equipped for the journey she is on, and she trusts that every step she takes brings her closer to the destiny that has been planned for her. She is not afraid to walk alone because she understands that walking in her purpose is a solitary journey, one that requires courage, resilience, and faith. But it is a journey that is always worth it. A chosen woman does not walk by what is immediately visible to the eye. She walks by a vision that transcends the limitations of the natural world. She does not measure her success or progress by the superficial markers that the world often values: wealth, popularity, or social approval. Instead, she is driven by an inner vision, a sense of purpose that comes from a place far deeper than what the world can offer. This vision is not of her own making, but a divine calling that she carries within her, a light that illuminates her path, even when the world around her is shrouded in darkness or uncertainty. This vision is what propels her forward. When others are focused on what they can see with their eyes, the tangible, the immediate, the familiar, the chosen woman is looking beyond what is visible. She is looking into the future, guided by the clarity and direction that comes from the deep conviction of her purpose. While the world might tell her to focus on what's in front of her, what seems practical, easy, or socially accepted, she knows that what lies ahead is far greater than what she can currently see. The chosen woman understands that she cannot be confined to the narrow scope of what others deem achievable or possible. Instead, she allows herself to be propelled by the vision that was planted in her heart long before anyone else could understand it. This vision is often misunderstood by those who only see the surface, who only perceive what is immediately in front of them. They might question her choices, her pace, or her direction. They may try to pull her into their own way of thinking or doing things. But the chosen woman stays grounded in the vision she holds. She knows that the path she is on is not for everyone. In fact, it might look unusual or even impractical to others, but she is undeterred. She walks by a vision that is birthed from a higher calling, a vision that cannot be fully understood through the lens of the world's standards. Others may not see the full picture, but that does not shake her confidence. She trusts that her journey, however unconventional it may seem, is leading her towards something greater than what can be perceived by the eye. When the chosen woman walks, she does not simply react to the circumstances or follow the current of what others are doing. She is not swayed by the prevailing opinions or trends. While others may make decisions based on fear, comfort, or external pressures, the chosen woman makes decisions based on the vision she holds within her. This vision does not require validation from others. It is firmly rooted in her understanding of who she is and why she is here. She is driven by an inner knowing that the course she is taking is the right one, even if it is less traveled or harder to follow. This ability to walk by vision instead of sight means that the chosen woman does not rely on her circumstances to dictate her steps. Her vision is not limited by the current reality of her situation. Whether she faces success or struggle, abundance or lack, she does not let these external factors define her journey. The vision she holds in her heart is far greater than any temporary setback. When the world tells her it's impossible, the chosen woman remains steady, because she knows that the path laid before her is not bound by the limitations of time or material reality. It is a path that is driven by a higher purpose, one that will not be thwarted by present circumstances. Walking by vision means that the chosen woman is always looking ahead. She does not stop at what is immediately before her. She sees the potential in what others cannot yet envision. While others may see only obstacles, she sees opportunities. Where others see failure, she sees lessons. The chosen woman's vision is a lens through which she interprets the world, not the other way around. Her purpose, her mission, and her passion are the lenses that color everything she encounters. Because of this, she is not deterred by what she sees in the present moment, because she knows that the reality she is moving toward is already on the horizon. The light that guides her is not one that everyone can see. Many will look at her journey and wonder why she keeps going, why she persists, and why she does not take the more conventional route. The path she is on is illuminated by a light that only she can follow, a light that speaks to her soul and keeps her moving even when the world around her seems dark or uncertain. This vision is not simply a dream. It is a divine calling, a purpose that is deeply ingrained within her spirit. It is what compels her to press on, to continue walking even when the road is unclear, even when the path seems difficult, and even when she faces moments of doubt or confusion. She does not need to follow the crowd because her vision is unique to her. While others may follow the easy, comfortable, or popular road, she is content walking alone if necessary. Her path is illuminated by a light that others may not understand, but that does not matter to her. She is committed to her vision and will not be deterred by the opinions, criticisms, or doubts of others. The chosen woman walks not by sight, but by the vision that has been given to her, a vision that is more real to her than anything she can see with her natural eyes. It is this vision that keeps her moving forward, steady and unwavering, toward the fulfillment of her divine purpose. A chosen woman often finds herself walking a road less traveled, a path that is not always understood or accepted by the world around her. The nature of her journey means that she will inevitably face opposition. The choices she makes, the way she leads her life, and the mission she is called to fulfill are often unconventional, setting her apart from the crowd. As a result, she may experience periods of isolation, as those who do not understand her vision or her purpose may not walk with her. But for the chosen woman, this isolation is not a burden. It is a testament to her strength, resilience, and unwavering commitment to her purpose. She is not discouraged by the absence of a crowd. In fact, she embraces it. While others may see isolation as a sign of being rejected or overlooked, the chosen woman recognizes it as a sign that she is following a path that is uniquely hers. She understands that she was not meant to blend in with the masses, but to stand out, to be different, and to lead by example. It is in these moments of solitude that she is strengthened. She is not weakened by the absence of external support. Rather, she is fortified by the knowledge that the path she is on is not only hers to walk, but also one that will ultimately inspire and pave the way for others. Opposition for the chosen woman is not an obstacle to her success, but a necessary part of her journey. She understands that no great purpose, no significant calling ever comes without resistance. The road to fulfilling her destiny is filled with challenges, but these challenges are not something to be feared. Instead, she meets them head-on, prepared for whatever comes her way. Every opposition she faces becomes an opportunity to grow, to sharpen her resilience, and to strengthen her resolve. She knows that the difficulties she encounters are not signs that she is on the wrong path. Rather, they are evidence that she is on the right one. When the world tries to discourage her, when people question her decisions or her path, the chosen woman remains steadfast. She does not seek the approval of others because she knows that her assignment comes from a higher authority. The strength of her conviction allows her to stand firm, even when the pressure to conform is overwhelming. She does not crumble under criticism or fall victim to doubt. Instead, she uses every challenge as fuel to propel her forward. The isolation she experiences only sharpens her focus and strengthens her character. She learns to rely not on the validation of others, but on the strength that comes from within. The chosen woman understands that opposition is a sign of progress. It is the resistance that shapes her, molds her, and makes her the woman she is destined to become. Every challenge faced is not a setback, but a stepping stone toward her purpose. She embraces it, knowing that each battle won brings her closer to fulfilling her divine calling. She is prepared for these challenges because she knows that the opposition she faces is not personal. It is part of the larger narrative of her journey. The world may not always understand her, and that's okay. The chosen woman doesn't expect everyone to see what she sees, to feel what she feels, or to walk the path that she walks. Her calling is hers alone, and it is not dependent on the approval or acceptance of others. She faces opposition with strength, because she is anchored in the certainty that her purpose is not only important, but also necessary. She does not shrink in the face of challenges. Instead, she rises to meet them, knowing that they are part of the process of refining her character and strengthening her resolve. The strength of a chosen woman lies in her ability to stand tall, even when the world around her tries to pull her down. She does not seek comfort or approval. She seeks fulfillment of her mission. She knows that every time she faces opposition and remains true to her calling, she grows stronger. It is this inner strength that enables her to continue on her journey, to move forward despite the difficulties, and to remain resolute in the face of adversity. The chosen woman's ability to face opposition with strength is not a sign of stubbornness, but a reflection of her deep inner conviction. She knows that the road ahead is not always smooth, and that the journey will require resilience, patience, and courage. But she also knows that the challenges she faces are only temporary, while her purpose is eternal. She faces opposition not with fear, but with strength, knowing that every obstacle is a stepping stone that brings her closer to the fulfillment of her destiny. Ultimately, the opposition she faces is a reminder of the significance of her purpose. It is not the absence of opposition, but the ability to overcome it that reveals her true strength. The chosen woman walks with confidence, even when she is walking alone, because she knows that every challenge she faces is an essential part of the process that will lead her to the fulfillment of her divine calling. She does not fear the struggles ahead, for she understands that they are simply the building blocks of the strength, wisdom, and resilience she needs to complete her journey. For the chosen woman, loneliness is not a curse or a burden to be avoided. It is a powerful space for personal growth, reflection, and connection to her higher calling. Unlike those who fear being alone, she understands that solitude is not something to run from, but a gift to embrace. It is in the quiet, in the moments of stillness, that she encounters the deepest parts of herself and her purpose. These moments of solitude are not a sign of failure or a reflection of rejection. They are simply a part of the process that allows her to align more fully with her mission in life. Loneliness often carries a negative connotation, especially in a world that thrives on constant connection and external validation. However, the chosen woman sees it differently. She does not define herself by the presence or absence of others, nor does she feel diminished or isolated by her own solitude. Instead, she views it as a space of clarity and inner strength. It is during these times of quiet reflection that she gains insight into her path, hears the voice of her inner wisdom, and receives guidance from a higher source. She knows that true clarity comes not from the noise of the world around her, but from within. In silence, she can hear her own thoughts, separate her true desires from external influences, and receive the answers she needs to move forward. For the chosen woman, solitude is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. It is in these moments alone that she reconnects with herself and finds the resilience to face the challenges that come her way. While others may feel lost or insecure when left alone, the chosen woman understands that it is in these moments of solitude that her strength is nurtured. She reflects on her purpose, revises her strategies, and gathers the inner strength needed to continue walking her path. It is in the stillness that she draws close to her Creator, aligning her heart and mind with the greater vision that has been placed within her. There is a profound power that comes from being comfortable in one's own company. The chosen woman does not rely on external validation or the company of others to feel fulfilled. She knows that her fulfillment comes from within, and that true peace and strength are cultivated in the moments of quiet solitude. This understanding allows her to remain steady and focused, even in the face of external pressure or doubt. She is not afraid to be alone because she understands that it is in those moments of solitude that she is most connected to her purpose and her higher calling. The silence and stillness of solitude are where the chosen woman finds her clarity. She is not distracted by the noise of the world, nor is she influenced by the opinions or expectations of others. In solitude, she can hear her own voice clearly, and it is there that she reconnects with the divine wisdom that guides her. It is in these sacred moments of aloneness that she is reminded of who she truly is and what she is meant to do in this world. These times of solitude deepen her understanding of her purpose, giving her the strength and clarity she needs to move forward with renewed confidence and focus. While the world may push her to seek constant companionship or validation, the chosen woman knows that true strength lies in her ability to stand firm in her own identity. She is not defined by the relationships she has or the presence of others in her life. Her worth and her purpose are rooted in something far deeper, the divine calling that resides within her. She understands that the moments she spends in solitude are not moments of emptiness, but moments of deep personal growth and transformation. It is in these moments that she builds the strength, resilience, and wisdom she needs to fulfill her calling. Loneliness then becomes a sacred space for the chosen woman. It is not a void that needs to be filled, but a space that nurtures her growth and connection to her higher purpose. She understands that her strength is often birthed in silence and stillness. It is in these quiet moments that she finds the courage to face the world again, armed with the clarity and confidence that only solitude can provide. The chosen woman does not fear loneliness, for she knows that it is in these times of aloneness that she is most connected to her true self and the divine wisdom that guides her journey. The chosen woman embraces loneliness because she understands its power. She knows that it is in solitude that she discovers her true strength and clarity. While the world may view loneliness as something to be avoided, the chosen woman sees it as an opportunity to reconnect with her inner purpose and the higher calling that directs her steps. She walks with confidence in her solitude because she knows that it is in these quiet moments that she is most aligned with the divine vision for her life. In the stillness, she finds the strength to move forward, to continue her journey with renewed clarity, and to fulfill the destiny that she has been called to achieve. The chosen woman understands that not all relationships are meant to accompany her on her journey. She is highly intentional in choosing who she allows into her inner circle, because she knows that her destiny is sacred and cannot be compromised. Every relationship she nurtures must align with her purpose, her values, and the higher calling that guides her life. She recognizes that the people she allows to walk beside her have the power to either uplift her or pull her off course, so she is discerning and wise in her choices. She does not settle for superficial connections or relationships that bring little value to her life. While others may be quick to form friendships or alliances based on convenience, status, or mutual benefit, the chosen woman approaches relationships with great care and purpose. She asks herself if this person helps propel her toward her destiny or if they distract her from it. Her relationships are carefully curated to ensure that they support her growth, her mission, and her well-being. She does not simply seek companions. She seeks those who align with the vision she has for her life and can walk with her on the path she is called to follow. The chosen woman is fully aware that not everyone will understand her journey or be able to keep up with her pace. Many will fall by the wayside, not because she rejects them, but because their paths are not meant to intersect with hers in the way she needs. She understands that some relationships are seasonal. There are those who are meant to walk with her for a time, offering support and guidance. And then there are those who are meant to remain in her past as she moves forward. The chosen woman does not fear letting go of relationships that no longer serve her or that hinder her from fulfilling her purpose. She knows that it is better to walk alone than to walk with those who will hold her back or lead her astray. While some may fear solitude or the idea of walking alone, the chosen woman embraces the freedom and clarity that comes with intentionality in her relationships. She is unafraid to walk alone if it means staying true to her path. She knows that her mission is too important to allow distractions or negative influences to derail her. She is committed to her purpose, and if that means walking a solitary path for a time, she is willing to do so. Her inner strength comes from the assurance that her purpose is greater than any temporary companionship or external validation. When she does choose to engage in relationships, she ensures that they are purposeful. Whether it is a friendship, partnership, or mentorship, the chosen woman carefully considers the impact each person has on her life and the direction in which they are leading her. She is not afraid to set boundaries with those who do not align with her values or who seek to drain her energy without contributing to her growth. She knows that her time and energy are precious and must be invested wisely, so she is intentional about the people she invites into her life. The chosen woman also understands that relationships are a two-way exchange. She does not simply take from others, but seeks to build mutually supportive, empowering connections. She invests in relationships that nurture her spirit, challenge her to grow, and push her closer to the fulfillment of her destiny. She is not afraid to challenge those around her to grow as well, holding them to the same high standard she holds herself. In her relationships, she fosters a sense of purpose, shared vision, and mutual respect, understanding that the right people will strengthen her resolve and help propel her toward the greater destiny that lies ahead. Ultimately, the chosen woman values relationships, but she values her purpose and her path even more. She does not allow any relationship to take precedence over her mission or to hinder her progress. She recognizes that her destiny is too important to be compromised by toxic or unaligned relationships. Whether she is walking with others or walking alone, she remains firmly focused on her higher calling, knowing that the right relationships will come in due time, relationships that will encourage, support, and empower her on her journey. Her intentionality in relationships reflects her unwavering commitment to her purpose. She understands that relationships are not just about socializing or filling space. They are powerful tools that can either help or hinder her progress. Therefore, she is selective, deliberate, and wise in choosing who walks beside her. She will not allow anyone to distract her from the path she has been called to walk, and if walking alone is what is required to stay true to her calling, she will do so without hesitation. The chosen woman's relationships are not accidental. They are purposeful, aligned with her destiny, and integral to her growth and fulfillment. The chosen woman's identity is not shaped by the shifting standards of society, nor is it determined by the approval or judgment of others. She is fully aware that her worth is not measured by external factors, be it her appearance, her achievements, or the recognition she receives from the world. Her true identity is rooted in her Creator, and because of this, she walks in a deep, unshakable confidence that cannot be swayed by the opinions of others or by the changing tides of the world. She knows that she is not defined by the labels others may place upon her or by the limitations that society might try to impose. Whether society praises her or criticizes her, the chosen woman remains steadfast in her understanding of who she is. She recognizes that her identity comes from a higher source, one that is unchanging and eternal. The world may try to mold her, categorize her, or convince her to conform, but the chosen woman is firmly anchored in the truth of who she is, in the eyes of her Creator. This understanding allows her to stand strong, with a sense of peace that transcends the fleeting judgments of the world. Because her identity is rooted in her Creator, the chosen woman does not seek validation from the external world. She is not desperate for approval or affirmation, because she knows that her worth is inherent, not dependent on others' recognition. Her confidence does not come from her outward circumstances, her social status, or the accolades she may receive. It comes from within. When others question her path or her decisions, the chosen woman remains unwavering, for her steps are not based on the desire for acceptance or approval, but on the conviction of who she knows herself to be. This deep-rooted sense of self allows the chosen woman to walk with strength, even in moments of solitude. She does not need others to walk alongside her in order to feel validated. Whether she is surrounded by crowds or walking alone, her identity remains intact, for it is not based on the presence of others, but on her connection to her Creator. In times of loneliness, she does not question her worth or feel diminished. Instead, she recognizes these moments as opportunities to reconnect with the truth of who she is. Her sense of self is so grounded in the divine that she is able to walk confidently, even in solitude, because she knows that she is never truly alone. Her steps are steady because they are aligned with the truth of who she is. The chosen woman is not tossed to and fro by the changing winds of public opinion or by the expectations of others. Her foundation is firm, and this gives her the confidence to walk forward with purpose, regardless of how others may perceive her. She does not need the approval of others to move ahead, because her steps are guided by something far greater than the approval of society. They are guided by the truth of her divine calling. When the world attempts to define her by its own standards, the chosen woman remains unmoved. She is not swayed by the superficial ideals of beauty, success, or worth that are often peddled by society. Instead, she defines herself based on the values and truths that have been instilled in her by her Creator. This understanding liberates her from the burden of comparison and competition, for she knows that her value is intrinsic, not based on how she stacks up to others. The chosen woman walks in freedom because she is secure in the knowledge that her worth cannot be measured by anything or anyone other than the Creator who made her. This rootedness in her Creator also gives the chosen woman clarity. She does not need to be convinced of her purpose because she is anchored in the knowledge that she was created for something greater. When doubts arise, when challenges seem insurmountable, or when she faces moments of uncertainty, the chosen woman returns to the truth of who she is, anchored, grounded, and strengthened in her identity as a child of the Creator. Her identity does not waver, because it is built on the firm foundation of divine truth, not on the ever-changing opinions of others. Her confidence is not rooted in arrogance, but in a humble understanding of who she is in relation to her Creator. She knows that she is fearfully and wonderfully made, and that she is equipped with everything she needs to fulfill her purpose. This awareness gives her the strength to navigate life's challenges with grace, knowing that her steps are guided by the same Creator who called her into being. She is not afraid to walk alone because she knows that she is never truly alone. She is always held by the hands of her Creator, who is the ultimate source of her strength, her identity, and her purpose. The chosen woman walks boldly because she knows the truth of who she is. She is not defined by the world's standards, nor is her worth determined by others. Her identity is rooted in her Creator, and it is this foundation that allows her to walk confidently, steadily, and with purpose. Whether surrounded by others or walking alone, she knows that her worth is eternal and unchanging, grounded in the divine truth that nothing and no one can take away. In conclusion, the chosen woman walks a path that is uniquely hers, one that is guided by purpose, vision, strength, and an unshakable identity rooted in her Creator. She is not swayed by the winds of external validation, the pressure of conformity, or the opposition of the world. Her steps are firm, her resolve unwavering, and her confidence unyielding, for she knows that her destiny is not determined by others, but by a higher calling that transcends the limitations of human understanding. She embraces solitude, knowing that in moments of silence, she finds her true strength and clarity. She is intentional in her relationships, recognizing that her time and energy are precious and must be invested only in those who align with her purpose. She faces challenges with resilience, understanding that opposition is merely a sign of progress. And she walks boldly, unafraid of walking alone if necessary, because she understands that her worth is not defined by the world, but by the divine purpose she carries within. The chosen woman is a living testament to the power of knowing who you are and whose you are. She does not seek to blend in with the world, but to stand firm in the truth of her divine calling. She understands that the road she walks may not always be easy, but it is a road that leads to greatness, to fulfillment, and to the ultimate expression of her divine purpose. Let us all strive to be like the chosen woman, purpose-driven, vision-oriented, and unshaken by the opinions or distractions of this world. For when we walk in the truth of who we are, guided by the light of our Creator, there is no limit to the impact we can have, the lives we can touch, and the destiny we can fulfill. May we all walk boldly, confidently, and alone if necessary, for we know that the path we walk is one of divine purpose, and that purpose will never fail.